put in a component of the streets, like a tag, a part of a tag, or maybe also the message that is behind. And because I think my way from the skateboard to street art is like the way to see the streets in a different way, and I want to put this into my art, and that's why you see lettering.
Welcome to Color Me Crazy, a podcast where we interview artists and creators around the world. I'm your host, Akai, a multidisciplinary artist. And today we have an amazing artist. I'm happy to introduce Philip, an urban contemporary artist from Germany, based in Berlin, known for his dynamic art, street art, and detailed installations. He transforms spaces with his room paintings, turning floors and ceilings into immersive, colorful experiences. Positivity and energy. Hi, Philip. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm happy to chat and get into your work. It's amazing, your work. I love it.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about, so right now you're in Berlin, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about how it all started. I don't know, what did you study or how did you end up doing murals and art?
Yeah, it was a classic beginning, I would say. When I was young, I started skateboarding and wanted to be cool, I guess. I'm from a little village, like 600 people live there. And we thought to paint some bus stop things, like small walls and things that are possible on a village. It's not a lot of walls there. And yeah, we painted it. And the first night, the first time we got caught, like directly, it's not much happening in a village like this. And yeah, I directly had to think of how to work in the streets without being illegal. And then I began to make street art with paste ups and stickers. And this in Germany is not illegal like this. It's maybe a fine of some euros, but you will not get problems with the police. And yeah, this was the beginning how I came into the art scene. It was quite complicated in the beginning, but it was very challenging and a very good start in the end, I would say, because I had to think of different possibilities how to use the space on a different way. And this is like art always is. I now know, and yeah, it was very interesting. And it's a long story, like with every artist, very short. But what very important in my life was that my brother died when I was 14. Then I did this graffiti thing, and when I was 18 and 19, my parents died of cancer. And then I saw that this life is so short that if I don't do what I really want to do, I do something wrong, because I see that my family died pretty early. And so I decided to become a full-time artist, even if there was no background. I didn't study anything or didn't went to an art school or something. And so I put everything on this one card. I want to be an artist because this is what makes me happy. And because of my background, I think happiness and positivity is a very important thing in life. So that's why I now do art in a positive way, like to make it very short.
That's amazing. I feel like we never know when we are gonna leave, and
Yes.
it's really good to enjoy the time while we're here and do, like you said, like whatever makes us happy and try to spread that joy to others. That's amazing.
Yes, yeah, it's for me very important that the people see the joy in my work, that they get also positivity and think about the life in different ways. Like this is why I make also anamorphic artworks, like these three-dimensional room paintings. It's like with life, you don't have to see it from one point of view. If you change the place, and maybe it will be another picture. And it can be very beautiful too. Yeah, it has everything to do with my background, all my art.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and I was seeing your work, and oh my gosh, the color palettes that you use, it's like so cool, it's super bright. It's like, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's very, you introduce a lot of like, I don't, like, I can see some like lettering there, but I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, do you
No,
use
right.
lettering on your work? Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes there are some in this field of anamorphic artworks. There are already a lot of very, very interesting artists that do a lot of good work. And as you can imagine, I want to do my own way. So I try to do this abstract, reduced artworks, but always try to put in a component of the streets, like a tag, a part of a tag, or maybe also the message that is behind. And because I think my way from the skateboard to street art is like the way to see the streets in a different way, and I want to put this into my art, and that's why you see lettering. Not that much anymore because I'm a bit scared. When you fall on the hand, I broke this. There's a little thing inside. I broke it several times, and I'm pretty scared if I fall because you do it directly. I don't know the English expression. You do it directly with the hand on the floor, and then it can break pretty easily. And if I have a broken hand, I can't work, and I don't have money, and so on. So I don't skate that much anymore. But it's in my heart. The street is still a state of mind, in my opinion. And yeah, I live it, but I don't do it that much anymore. I also get old, I got 40 this year and last year, and already things hurt and stuff. So skateboarding is more like a passion, but art is everything.
Yeah, yeah, of course. It's crazy the correlation of like you having this love for like skating and being in the street, and then you do like murals and street art. Like there's a really beautiful like correlation, I don't know, like doing a beautiful lifestyle in the street and then you kept going with the art,
Yes.
Yeah.
In general, I love to play with the infrastructure. If it's skateboarding or if it's art on the streets, it has common parts. I think it's close, very close to each other.
Yeah. That's so cool. I wanted to talk about the Moss graffiti.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I have ever seen that in Mexico. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
It's
because
not
it's
easy
too
in
hot
Mexico.
or something. Yeah. But I mean, I was looking into it and it lasts like 3 months. Like what? I didn't even know. I thought it was like for a few days and that's it. Like, but how does the Moss graffiti work? Or like, how did you end up doing that at the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning, I'm always into working with different materials. I try to think on different levels. And in the beginning, when I made the first one, I was really struggling how it will work. I tested a lot of things. Nothing did work, what was written in the internet. So I tried out my own way and I used moss and yogurt, and this sticks pretty good together. And so I could create artworks with this. And the most artworks I normally say it's about 3 months, but it depends very much on the point where it is, on the surface, which stone type it is. It's the pH water. I don't know the English expression for this. How hard or soft the water is.
Okay.
It's very important how much sunlight and stuff like this. So it can last almost forever if you have the right moss with the right surface, with the right light
Conditions.
and stuff. Yeah. But it's very, very tricky. So I say 3 months on a normal wall. But there are also possibilities to have it like for 20 years, but then you have to use chemicals. And the message is a bit different because I wanted to do something that is ecological, like 100%. And on the first day I made moss graffiti, it was against the building of a shopping center in my hometown, and nobody wants it there. Now it's there, like always, and everybody wanted to have a park. So I made in big letters on German, grüner Leben. That means in the end it's a wordplay with green living and live your life green. You could read it how you want, and it was like 20 meters on a fence around this workplace where they wanted to build a shopping center. Yeah, it was pretty nice because nobody saw it like you say. It's always a very nice thing. You reach like children to people with 80 years old. Everybody thinks it's super exciting. Everybody is very, very into it because it's pretty new.
Yeah, and it's like a vertical garden, like
Yes.
yeah,
In the end,
basically.
I know it sounds a bit bad, but in the end, you let the moss die. But what is better, to use acrylics or spray pans or moss? I guess it's a clear thing, but yeah,
Yeah.
it could be better if there would be a watering system that will make it like what's the
Like hydrating it, like
yeah, that it stays and it is not thrown away. Like
yeah.
yeah, I forgot the word. My
Yeah,
English is
it
not.
stays alive. It stays
Yes.
alive. Nice. That's awesome. And do you still do the Mons graffiti, or that was like more in the past at the beginning?
Now I'm in the beginning. I was like a super free artist. I didn't look for money and I didn't work for money. I worked on another place in a skate shop, for example,
Mm,
and
nice.
so I could be super free at the moment, or since like about 10 years. I'm a full time artist and I have to live from it. So it's not that easy to make these free projects with moss graffiti because it takes a lot of time also to collect moss or to get it anywhere. So I reduce it on art projects, or maybe when companies want something with moss. But the problem is they always use it for greenwashing, and I don't want to make the statement with moss for greenwashing. I don't want to give my name for this, so I don't do it that often at the moment. I would love to do it if anybody is interested. I'm absolutely in.
Nice.
Yeah, it's about the message, I guess. The medium is the message in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment, I can say I almost don't do it because of the fact that it's used as greenwashing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I was gonna ask. Oh, wait. So in your pieces, do you use like do you try to be sustainable with your work?
Sustainable.
Like not use a lot of spray paint, or use you know, the based water spray paint that is not, I'm not sure if it's like 100% not like how do you say, like contaminable.
I guess it's still bad. It's more like a
Yeah.
saying that it's water based. In the end, you can't make a spray can without these chemicals
Yeah.
because of the pressure and I don't know in English, but it's I heard it's almost not possible to have a ecological
Mm,
spray paint. But
yeah.
you're right. I try to look how much I use and especially what paint. If I would have more budget on a lot of projects, I would only use these mineral wall paints. I don't know if you know it, made of stones, 100%.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, it's not even not only you said the word
Ecological.
now almost sustainable. Yes,
Yeah,
the paint
sustainable.
is very sustainable and it lasts for 20 years with the same color. It's
Mm,
pretty expensive, but I would like to use this more. But you know how it is. We don't have the
yeah.
budgets, so we have to use the cheaper ones and paint 3 times instead of one. In general, I try to reduce spray cans, but more for my health because I hate to use masks.
Yeah.
And I think of this, but I don't do it like 100%.
Yeah, just like reducing the time
Yes,
that
like
you're,
have it
yeah.
in mind, but it's
Yeah.
not easy.
Yeah. I feel like this is super interesting that we're bringing this up, because I feel like a lot of artists don't know that we work with a lot of toxic things, you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because in the past, I was working so much with spray paint, and then I was having like really bad, like, health, and yeah, it was really bad. And I ended up reading this book of like Dr. Amen. It was about like the brain and stuff, and how, you know, like there was a case, sorry, like super.
Oh God.
Yeah, like he was talking about one case in specific of this one guy that he worked in a wood shop, like just like varnishing and stuff. And you know, like it's really intense smell and you have to wear a mask all the time. And he changed completely throughout the time. Like he was a really bad like husband or whatever, and they were looking at his brain, like scan his brain, and he's one of the first doctors like worldwide, like really looking into the brain, you know, like instead of just giving like antidepressant or like whatever, like pills, or you know, like it's, he was like, we need to look at the brain before like prescribing like medicines, you know. that book really changed the way that I saw like my work. I try to, you said, I try to reduce as much as like toxic things for me and for the world. And, you know, it's crazy how many toxic things we work with, you know.
Yes. And it's
So,
not only through the nose and the mouth, it's
yeah,
all the skin. The skin is the biggest organ we have. And if you don't
yeah.
wear long shirts when you spray paint, you think like, it's just some paint on it. But the chemicals go directly inside. It's super crazy. I didn't know it before. I just thought to cover mouth and nose. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you don't have gloves, it's sometimes pretty full of paint, and this is very, very complicated. But nobody says that. Almost nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I think like spray paint companies should definitely like write down in the can or something.
Yeah, they
Like
have
just like they have.
some have this sign, like I don't know how it's officially the name, but it destroys you from inside.
No way. Wait.
Yes. If you have MTN, is this the MTN? Yes.
Oh my gosh, this one.
Yes, this sign, and it
This one.
destroys you from inside. The fun fact for this is, you know, the MTN cans, the 94, they smell pretty good, and they are always used for children's, like when they spray with workshops. And this is even a bit more, a little bit more dangerous than Montana Gold or something, because Montana Gold doesn't have this sign on the back. It has other signs on the back. It's also not good, different bad. Almost only these 94 cans have this sign on it.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
didn't even know this.
yeah. And
It's
if you
crazy
show me,
because it just says like, well, in Spanish it just says like peligro, like just like danger, and the sign of like it's like
yes, from
destroying you from
inside.
the inside.
Yeah,
But it doesn't, you know, it's kind of like low key sign, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. I
Wow,
think
that's
in
crazy.
general it's very important to know with what we paint, also for the client. If you have clients, or if anybody has clients, it's good to know that cheap spray cans don't last longer than 5 years or something, or if you don't protect them with UV light, or I don't know. It's a lot of information that a lot of artists don't know, and I think it's important that to know this. I guess so. Like,
Yeah.
what quality do I give to which job to know how long it will last?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
pretty important for me. Maybe it's a German thing, could be.
No.
Like
No,
being
I think
on point with the materials. There are some people who say, with what paint do you paint on these walls? And then I say whatever, and then I say, did you know that the pre-paint is this paint, and if you paint with this paint, there will be like gas things coming out of the wall, and the people who work there can get ill through this. And it's complicated because it's chemicals, and yeah, I didn't know
yeah.
it too, but it's important, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to know like with what paint are we painting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
crazy.
And what does
And
it do?
yeah. And sorry, what paint like produces like the gas and
No,
chemicals?
it's
Is it the normal
a
one?
no. It depends. I worked in a company, in a very German company, some months ago, and I wanted to use like the classical interior wall paint.
Mm.
And then I gave it to them like an order, and they wanted to order it for me. But the husband of one of the workers was an expert in paint, whatever. And he said, if you use this paint on this type of wall, it will get some, I don't know, gas coming out that is bad for human. And we should use this paint. And it was a little bit different from the ingredients. Can't say exactly what it was. And it was pretty interesting to know this. Yeah, I didn't know this too. You know, it was scary. What did I do before all the years?
Yeah.
But yeah, we are in the end we are artists, and I guess if you write in the emails before the job will be done, hey, I use this paint. Make sure if it fits to your wall, and then you're out. Then it's fine. I guess it's like a disclaimer or something.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, of course.
Then it's fine.
Yeah,
Because we
that's
are
a really
artists. We are not painter, you know? Like,
yeah.
we don't have to know it, I guess.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's super interesting. Oh my gosh, that's so
Yeah.
interesting. What a
But in
great
the end,
start of the conversation.
In the end, it's about art. It's all about art. You can use the worst shit, and as long as it looks good, it's art.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And I was also looking at your work, and you let the people interact with your pieces, like with the phone and the piece is moving or something, or it's like 3D. How did you, I mean, I think with like internet and everything, worldwide art is changing so much, but what has been one of your favorite pieces with the phone, or do they still exist? Do they still work? No, with the phone, or like how long do they work?
There's no ending of this. In the end, there's a point on the floor, like where you have to stand to see the official image. But I wouldn't say that there's one official image. There's one one point of view where you get this wow effect. Like there's a circle, for example, and then you move, and the circle will be a lot, yeah, like super abstract thing, and the more you change, and it always works, it doesn't end, but mostly it's not easy to find places where I can do these artworks, because a lot of people are scared, because normally I have to use the floor or the ceiling with it. It's like the whole room, you know.
Yeah.
And even if there's a window or something, I have to paint it or put a tape on it, something that the line is still existing. It's a lot of challenges, and I really like it, but it's sometimes not easy, yeah, to bring somebody to the place that they say, okay, an anamorphic artwork is fine here. It's more like in art festivals or free art exhibitions, and then I can do it. But I hopefully with my portfolio, the people see, okay, it will end good. So
Yeah.
let's try it. Let's be different. Let's include the space, or let the artwork be a part of the space. It's so much difference to a 2D hanging artwork. And in this time of Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I think it's a pretty logical step to go into the three-dimensional, the interactive part. So it's a happening. Kind of. I like happenings pretty much, like exhibitions where the whole room is painted and you are inside. It's always better than an exhibition with white walls. Can also be pretty nice, but we all saw that. And in
Yeah.
the time of this artificial intelligence, the word, you know, I think it's pretty important as an artist to think, how can I do something that is 100% not made by artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
Like in 2 years, if I make enough photos of your artworks, I can create it. That's problematic. So I'm pretty happy that I already went into the three-dimensional space some years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. It looks so good. The 3D in the rooms that you use, it's amazing. It's really,
Yeah.
really cool. And you
You
see the
don't.
photos
Yeah. Tell me.
that you see your photo, like your work, and it's just like so like 3D. It's like, is this digital or like what is this? And it's really interesting. I don't know. I feel like your work really questions a lot the viewer. You know, the spectator. It's always like, how did he do this? Like this looks super 3D and stuff. But yeah, that's really amazing. Do you have one of your favorite murals or street art pieces, like using this technique of the whole room? And
You
can
mean
you
for
call it
me?
Anna?
I was once in Lyon in France, and
Mm.
I got a very, very big space, like the biggest space on the festival. It's a Peinture Fresh festival. So it's not small, I would say. It's, I guess, the second biggest art festival in France. And they gave me like um yeah, a place under the earth. I don't know what it was, but it was super dirty. Like it was like thick of dust inside, and it
Yeah.
was like a week of cleaning, almost a week of painting white, like with an airless spray, not with a
Yeah.
roller. So it was a almost fast thing to do it with this airless, but it took so much time, and I could do 5 anamorphic artworks in one room. So the whole thing was pretty nice. People went around and saw like parts of artworks and discovered my work in the room. It was pretty nice. I only have it on my Instagram in different reels. Don't have it in one. And this was my best, where I could be the most free.
Yeah.
That's very important because, as you know, when somebody says you can do your free art, it doesn't say that you can be free.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah, and also you work also with like commissions and stuff with
A
brands
lot.
and
Yeah, a
yeah.
lot.
So like being an artist, like you said, oh yeah, do whatever in your design, and then at the end they change up the whole thing.
Yes.
Like yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like it's quite a challenge, you know, to try to get the message of the company out there or whatever they want to do, you know, reflect in the mural, but also like see who you truly are.
Yes.
You know, like
Yeah.
see Philip in the painting or in the piece.
Yes. And don't be sellout like too much corporate stuff. It must be yours, but it must be
Mhm.
theirs, and it's a thin line.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Almost
yeah.
not possible to do. And in the end, the budget always says, we don't have enough. Always the same.
Yeah, that's a typical one.
Or you did everything, and then they say, we changed our communication. Sorry, we can't do it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God. No.
Yeah.
So you first were doing like more street art, painting big walls, and then how did you transition to like smaller studio like paintings, you know? Because it's really different to, I mean, I don't know, to work in a smaller canvas or just like the dynamic, you know? It's very different. Just I saw one of your pieces and it was a big canvas with two canvases inside or something, very a bit three-dimensional.
Hmm.
You said I feel like a lot of artists are trying to change the dimensions of the pieces. What is really art, you know? Is it just a canvas, a square canvas and that's it? Or like, you know, I think we all are like exploring that a little bit. But yeah, my question was how do you manage your time on the studio and being on the street and you know like studio pieces?
In the end, at the moment, I'm not so much on the street. I have to focus on to pay my rent.
Yeah.
It's complicated, as you know. The rent for the atelier, the rent for the flat, the car. A lot of money comes together, so I have to focus on works where I get paid. And the canvas is more like a fun thing. I don't sell canvas, unfortunately. I don't have the base. I didn't invest in gallery time or connections in the past years. I focus on it now, and I'm happy to have two galleries at the moment
That's
in
amazing.
Berlin and in Hamburg, and it's pretty nice. As you know, the art market with canvas is maybe not the best at the moment, especially for not famous artists like us. So yeah, I have to focus on companies who accept my style, but pay me, and we are finding the best in between situation. And yeah, only when I want to have fun, I paint canvas. It's
Yeah.
more like a meditational thing. Unfortunately, I don't have. Also, Berlin is not a place for having exhibitions. It's unfortunately pretty bad here.
Mm.
It looks always from outside that it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not the art world here, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why is that? Like why is not a good place for exhibitions?
Berlin, I don't know. At the moment, so since some months, it's getting very problematic because all the money that came from the state to support artist institutions was completely cancelled, like zero.
Whoa.
And a lot of institutions can't pay rent anymore or can't pay artists, so it gets less and less. And even before, like, especially, I don't know where you come from, but I come from this urban art scene. We are not very wanted on the art market. It's more like this Berlin thing that is maybe good for some tourists, but it's not so very much accepted in galleries here in Berlin. The
Mm.
galleries here focus more on contemporary, maybe urban contemporary, like 3 or 4 galleries do this here. But they have their team and have their artists, not easy to go in. And in the end, people move from Berlin. A lot of artists move away. The energy goes away somehow.
Yeah.
I guess Emma also said it a little bit in the interview. It's not it's not the Berlin that you had some years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because I feel like, well, when I was there, like, there was a lot of, like, street art, and
Yes.
maybe it's more, I felt it was a city more of production, you know? A lot of people produce there, you know? But I'm not sure. And also, you know, winter makes you guys produce so much in the studio. I
Yeah.
bet.
Yes.
I bet. Yeah. But it's crazy, you know, I don't know, being a muralist and then living in a place where you can only paint like, I don't know, what is it, like 6 months maybe of the year outside?
Yes.
Less? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Somehow, yes.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I think Emma told me that, or I don't know who told me that, and I didn't even realize. I was like, oh, wow, in Mexico I can paint outside the whole year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
And
Different weather.
a friend of mine said, use Berlin as a marketing tool, but don't expect to get famous here or whatever. It's more interesting for some people in, I don't know, Mexico or China, whatever. Oh, it's an artist from Berlin. That's much more interesting. But here in special, Germans are not like art people. Like we are not French. You know, French are, they have this art in the culture, but in Germany it's not this. If you play orchestra, maybe. But yeah, we don't have it. And in Berlin, especially, it looks for everybody who's coming here, it's a super creative city because the houses are painted everywhere with graffiti. You see street art everywhere. But if you would live here for 5 years, you would see they don't change. They stay. There's maybe one that's coming or one person that is going through the city, but in the end, it's just not cleaned. If it would be cleaned, it wouldn't be that much anymore because there are not so many active. There are some active graffiti crews, and I guess more than in maybe some other countries or cities, but it has more this look, this dirty, arty look. But yeah, when you look close, for example, there's only maybe 3 street artists that are not doing graffiti who are active in the city. It's really, really less. It's almost nobody left.
Yeah, it's crazy. Going back to your work a little bit,
Yes.
like you were saying that you want to reflect positivity and happiness and stuff with your pieces. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like they're like, you know, lettering and some like very like abstract doodles kind of a little bit. How do you come up with these, or how did you transform your style through the years to get to what you're doing right now?
Yeah, at the moment we are just talking about the art that I do with my real name. I have also another artist live with another name. It's called Senior Schnu. It's in the end it's a character. It's an ice cream. Maybe I can show it. It's an ice cream, and this is like a street art thing. And I did this before, but wasn't accepted in art festivals really much. As I said, it's more like contemporary style, and I had to struggle with my life and to pay all the bills and stuff. So I thought, what can I do? And I also thought that I cannot always paint this ice cream. I had ideas for a lot of abstract works, but always when I painted something abstract, the people asked me, okay, it's nice, but where's the ice cream? It's like the old character. Like, where is it? We know it and we want to see it. So I changed that I have 2 names that are going into 2 different directions. One is like this urban contemporary, more contemporary focused, and the other thing is like street art and happy focus, like fun. And before I made these artworks that you talked about before, like the 3-dimensional things, I made only paste ups on the streets and like I would say happy style graffiti or happy style street art, whatever. I made this before, and I'm still doing this, but it's not on the focus.
Yeah.
But I guess I didn't answer the question, but I forgot it.
No, yes. I mean the style. No, but this is really interesting. I didn't even know you had two routes,
Yeah.
2 artists basically in you.
Yes, yes. The most people know me of my old stuff. If
Yeah.
you go through Berlin, also where you did the residency on the wall, that was one of my artworks.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yes, and yeah, I'm still doing this, and I'm still happy about it.
Yeah.
It's the ice cream. Maybe I will quick pick up a sticker. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see this is an ice cream.
Oh,
The stick
yeah.
is just cut it here, and it's about I
Mhm.
lost my parents, my brother, and I still try to be happy. Even if you lose something and you
Mhm.
miss a big part of yourself, you can try to be positive. That's the message behind. And this ice cream called Senior Schnu, I made like in whole Europe in the streets, like 10 years, and I'm
Wow.
doing with my real name since like 3 to 4 years. This
Wow.
was the beginning of my work.
Yeah. And
And
do you
it's
do paste ups with the ice cream, or is it
yes,
just
no,
yeah?
absolutely. I only do paste ups and stickers. When it's legal, I would paint it, but
Yeah.
I like to do it more fun in the streets. That's more the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you see the future of your work? Do you have any as like dreams of I really want to paint in, I don't know, Latino America, or I don't know, a certain type of room, maybe with stairs, with a lot of stairs, or yeah. Do you have
Yeah,
any in this specific?
it's hard to describe what's in my head, but yes, big installations. Like I'm more the person that thinks big. I always try
Mm.
to think much bigger, and I'm very known for organizing my own projects. I never had this possibility to do it with a gallery or somebody, so I use spaces that are not used at the moment, and I ask the owner and whatever, and then just I build everything my own. The idea is to have some installations that are, how to say it, multi-discovery. You can discover it on multiple ways, like
Mm.
going inside, playing with it, the whole room. For example, there's an exhibition, but you can't buy anything. It's the room,
Yeah.
like the whole thing. You can not even buy one thing. That's what I want to do. But the bigger work is to find people who accept me or push me or pay me to do this. That's,
Yeah.
as you know, like the art is the smaller part. Everything to go there is the problem. That's what I'm working this year. I try to make everything a little bit more organized, like German, like to be perfect, like how to go there, how to reach people. And if I can do this, my dreams to go to other countries. I would love to do something in New York somehow. It's my dream, and yeah, like I have a big exhibitions where I really can show my art. That
Mm.
that's not easy because my art is like in the whole room. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's my dream to do it like in a very big room.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh, I really want to see that.
Me
Hopefully in
too.
the future. Yeah, hopefully in the future. I bet you're definitely gonna have something good coming your way. Like, yes,
I try my
definitely.
best. I try my best.
Yes. And what advice would you give other artists out there, people that are listening right now?
Yesterday I saw your documentation almost about the question. It's pretty
Oh,
funny. Yeah, it's
nice.
stay strong. Especially now is the best advice, I guess. It doesn't matter so much what you do and what people say. In my case, in the beginning, they said everybody can paint an ice cream, and I would say, okay, no problem, but then form something out of it. And if you hang in exhibitions, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're in front of artworks and think like, okay, really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but stay strong. Do somehow red squares on white background. Do it for 10 years, then just stay strong. That's, I guess, the biggest advice. And in my case, I would say stay positive because negativity, we all know it. We all also have it. I also have negative times, but it's not good. It will not give you energy to do something and you will be not happy, and it's all about being happy and have a good life, I think. So art can only make this even better.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Thank you. And before we say goodbye, is there anything else you would like to share with our listeners?
Almost the same like I said before.
Yeah.
Support artists, I would say. That would be the best. And artists should support other artists because we if we always we if there's a wall and somebody says to me, I give you 1,000 euros to paint this wall, and it should be like 5,000, it would be nice if other artists will not go in minus, like they even pay for it, you know? And it's getting so cheap that the whole thing can't grow. You know what I mean? There's always a person who will do it for free. And I get this destroys a lot. I know in the beginning it's nice to have a big wall, and I would also do it for free. But it destroys so much when there's always somebody who says, I make it for free. Then the companies will always find somebody who's doing it cheaper, and we will not pay our rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's complicated. So I always think if I can help an artist and anybody wants to know something from me, please write me. I help you. Doesn't cost anything. I also help if I get an exhibition and you fit in. I help you with any question. I guess we should support each other.
Yeah, definitely. Lift
Yeah.
each other up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like you did with the podcast, for example.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
work, I know, and sometimes you give something, but sometimes comes something back.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Philip.
Thank you.
Yeah, and well, to the people that are listening, wait. The last question. So to wrap up, I always ask this question to the artists that we have, the people that we have in the podcast. What's something that you cannot live without for long? You cannot say coffee.
I hate. Imagine I'm a German. I hate coffee, beer, and wine.
What?
Yes,
Really?
I can't drink nothing of this.
Whoa.
Love, I would say it's very important. For people love for what you do, but it's I guess it's not the best answer. Do you mean something like is like
No,
something?
no, it could be
No?
anything. Yeah.
Okay, then I will
Yeah.
say love.
Love? Okay.
Yes.
Love or laugh?
Love.
Love. Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. I love hearing all your journey. I feel like we could like still talk so much about your work and about like art in general. I feel like
Yes.
it's an infinite conversation.
Yes.
Maybe we can have a part 2.
Yeah,
But
sure.
yeah, but thank you so much for watching, the people that are listening. If you like this episode, be sure to like share it with someone, with a friend. And we will leave Philip's information in the description so you can contact him, check his work out, and follow his journey. And that's it for today. We'll see you around. Thank you so much, Philip, and I'll love
Thank
to
you.
chat soon or see your work in Latin America. That would be amazing.
Yes, that would be amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. See you soon. Ciao.
Thanks.